What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 49th episode of the Hot Takes podcast. It's a special episode today, as it always is, but it's a Halloween episode. We are all in Halloween costumes. As you can see, I am Avatar Aang. I am here with my co-host Luke Ganz, who is...
I am Hawaiian Punch.
There you go. Very creative. I actually really like that.
Thank you very much.
How did you think of that? Like, it just occurred to you?
I literally, I was trying to figure out those just easy. So I just wrote down a bunch of words and was just going, and I have a ton of stuff too. So I literally was gonna do a Magnum PI Hawaiian shirt just thing.
Right.
But then I wrote down stuff, and then you know how you can do Facebook. You can do Facebook, you put a brick around your face.
Yeah.
One was Smarty pants, I was gonna put Smarties on my pants, the candy. Then I saw I wanted to do iPad, I was gonna do a pad and cover it in little googly eyes.
Okay,
and do that. So there was just things I was looking into. I was these are actually really cool and doing it. And I was I just came across the Hawaiian, and I had gloves, and I was okay. And then I just put two together. I was
there you go.
Great. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah, that's it.
I am here with my cameraman. You guys missed him, but he's back. Joe Critelli.
Or it's the ghost of Joe Critelli.
The ghost. He's back in a different sense.
Yes. He is, he's death, basically.
Can we get his ghost every week? Can we...
I could probably edit something where it's a faded version of him in the camera set.
I would really appreciate that if we did just every week.
He's got
if he doesn't come weeks, we can just have him
a blue
the spirit
aura
of Jay
around him.
Yeah.
The spirit of Jay.
There's a slight echo to his voice.
Jay.
And last but not least, we haven't seen him in over a year here on the podcast.
Wow, has it really been that long?
Maybe not over a year, or just about a year. You were here. The last time you were here, I believe, was the top 5 Halloween movies that we did.
Oh my God! Wow, it has been a while.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm a Halloween
Joe Lupo,
special,
everybody.
baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Halloween special guest. Yeah.
And what are we dressed up as today, Lupo?
I am a member of Pain, as you can see here. I need the whole world to feel my pain because I'm edgy. I'm a Naruto character.
Gang.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
All right. Also, comment in the comments below who has the best costume. It might be Luke. That's probably the most creative one.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really hope.
I'm telling you, Frank, you could have clinched it if you just shaved your head, man. It's just that.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Done that. All right, that's the last
one.
Dude. Frank's already been there.
And the funny thing is too, I think my mom has a bald cap or something that she told me about.
Well, you still look fine.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You look like Aang, but he just hit puberty.
Yes, exactly.
Not saying you don't look like you hit puberty,
Season 4 Aang, right?
Season 3 Aang.
Season 3.
Roll up on the fire, Laura, be like, what's up? What's
yeah,
up?
right.
What?
So technically I'm still dressed as a canon Aang, because when he gets struck by the lightning, he goes goes to sleep for a little bit, and he grows the hair and everything like that. So, there you go.
Frankie was just sleepy.
I mean, hey, technically you could be a reincarnation.
This is true, too. This is very true, too.
Yeah, there you go.
Avatar Frank.
I know, you don't know what to do with your hands.
Master of all podcasts. When the world needed his most.
The ghost of Jew is gonna just keep his hands like this the whole time. He said I just don't know what to do with my hands, so he's just
The mask fits very well with the costume, Joe. I will say that.
I literally put on the hood and then I saw this black mask. I was like, I'm doing it.
Can you see out of that?
Dude, I can see perfectly. I was about to say that.
Really?
That's great.
Awesome. There you go. Anyway, this episode, because it's being released right by Halloween, we are going to do the top 5 horror/suspense/thriller shows. Not movies this time. We're doing shows. We're going to get into that. Before we do, like our usual normal podcast that we do, we have a news roundup. I have a couple things listed that are pretty recent type of news. So first thing I got is that Borat 2
That's nice.
is getting very positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It's at an 85% right now with 88 reviews compiled up, which is very good.
I was really worried people were going to get too offended from it and the reviews would suffer, but I'm happy that they're being unbiased.
At the end of the day, though, I think the movie industry is so funny because exactly like you said, you're concerned that the critics are going to get offended by it, right?
You're not Because then you got to explain to people like, no, it's a great movie. You
Yeah,
just got to review
but-
like this because it's a little
and that's why I'm
controversial.
sitting there and I'm like, I was in the same boat. I was like sitting there. I'm like, oh shit, man, like this movie actually might suffer from it.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my head, I'm like, but it shouldn't, because like the whole point is for it to like
Exactly.
is literally it's to play on the satire of like what of all this stuff. Like it's
a
meant to be
satirical movie,
It's
you know?
literally meant to be offensive, like in the best ways
Literally.
possible.
100%.
So I definitely agree. But that's a good review. That's a good rating.
I truthfully didn't think about that the reviews would hurt because of that certain circumstance.
It's just like it's funny because like we were saying, the critics are supposed to be like critical about it, but then they also have to be like mindful that it's supposed to be bad.
Right.
Like at certain points, like it's not supposed to be a like,
squeaky wheel gets the oil.
yeah,
Syndrome,
it's
Like
it's not supposed to.
8 reviewers like, yeah, this movie's great. It was funny. I got the humor.
Yeah.
And there's one person like, well, I was deeply offended by
Yeah.
everything shown to this. You know?
Exactly.
Right.
Which
The
like
new-
I feel like
yeah.
all Rotten Tomato people are. Like
Yes.
they're always offended. So
Basically.
like that's why another part of me was like, oh no.
what I was worried about review wise was that it was just not going to be as original as like the first movie was, and like that
Also fair.
that kind of joke
Yeah.
of him dressing up like that and
Mandalorian.
messing with people, messing with people, like it would have felt old in a sense and not new. But I'm 100% glad it's getting great
Yeah.
reviews. I'm so excited for
I
it.
think I'll be honest. I think it fell in the perfect
Perfect time to do it.
perfect timing, dude, because like our world is upside down. So like I
Exactly.
feel like it like fell into our laps, and Sacha Baron Cohen was like, let's run with this thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at it. Like I mean, it's playing on the satire of politics. It's playing on it's playing on politics. It's playing on the coronavirus. It's playing on religion. It's playing on race. It's playing on everything in the time of where we almost need it, because everyone is so like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like,
good. It's good to relax.
Yeah,
Get
like,
some stress relief.
Listen, we understand that certain things offend people. We understand all that. And again, this is coming from a white male, so like it's hard for me to go and say that because people are like, you don't get it, and I don't. But the point of these movies is made for that reason. It's like made like the same thing like with Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I love Always Sunny in Philly.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's literally probably one of my favorite comedies, but they had to take down episodes. Tina Martinez episode.
they
had
really
to take,
did?
Did they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had to
Took down
take it off
episodes?
certain streaming platforms. Like they had to remove it. I don't know if it's still off or not, but they did when it was at the height of it. Tina Martinez, and then they took off, I think, Blackface Frank or whatever.
Just as long as they have
Oh,
the
did they
Being
take
Frank
them?
episode, because I could watch that episode.
Oh,
on
the one where
repeat.
it's literally in his
It's-
first
yeah, it's
person.
from his
It's
perspective.
amazing. Where he goes into what is it, Shiva or no.
He goes to his girlfriend's house.
For what is it?
And he's on a-
Passover or something,
Yeah.
and he's like tripping.
Well, no, because he needs a rug, right? And then he's full of dog poison because he ate the dog poison brownies. So he's like tripping balls in the bathroom. He's
Yep.
like, and there's like a little Artemis, which is the girl, floating behind her, and she's like, there's drugs in the medicine cabinet. Frank's like, there's drugs in the medicine cabinet. And he just
goes over
he
and
just
just
takes them all,
eats it.
mashes them up,
Just does a line.
looks in the mirror, and goes, ha ha, it's Frankenstein, baby.
Yeah, exactly, and he goes back. But no, again, it's like the whole point of that show is meant not to be offensive at all. Like that show, they literally are. They are some of the most.
It's like it's supposed to be offensive, but it's supposed to be offensive in that like they're being like these characters. You're supposed to view them as like these characters are ignorant and they're like things you run into in real life.
in
Look
real
how
life.
funny it is.
And that's more what they're doing, because the people in themselves are great people. Like they are phenomenal actors and they're really big advocates for change.
Yeah.
But they're playing on the fact that we as a society allow things like this to happen, and we, do things like that just in general. So that's why like that broke me inside, because I'm like, it sucks, because they even said like they knew all these episodes were like meant to be offensive, like in that way.
Of course.
So for them to have to like kind of backpedal and go like, it sucked, because South Park never does it. South Park's like, no, we're holding ground, man. We'll die on this hill.
They've been dug in the ground.
No, I
and
know.
People been trying to pluck them out, and they're like, no.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They'll die on that hill
Yep.
every single time.
So
But
wait, did you watch the new Borat movie yet?
I haven't, no,
No?
because it comes
Borat-
out Friday.
Borat
right?
comes out on
Yeah,
Friday.
It comes out
Oh, it
on
didn't
Friday.
come out yet.
No, it
Yeah.
didn't yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought
So-
it came out already. I was excited.
The
That's
Ghost
up,
what
John?
I'm doing
The
right
Ghost
now.
of Jude Past.
Did anyone watch the South Park pandemic special?
Yes.
I'm catching up
I
on
did.
South Park in general,
Okay.
because I haven't watched South Park in a while, so I've been rewatching a bunch of it. But I did not. I heard it's amazing, though.
Pandemic special was awesome.
I heard it's phenomenal.
It was
was
funny.
very good.
It was funny.
I think one of the best aspects in the storyline was that since you know what, maybe I shouldn't even give it away.
No, you're
I won't
good.
even
No,
give
I
it
can't
away.
hear you.
No spoiler. I mean,
Yeah.
Let me just Hawaiian
No.
punch my ear sockets out.
All right. I'll say it. When the police get defunded and become school teachers.
oh my god.
That's great.
That was
I
great.
felt that part was great. But all right, I'm good now. Yeah.
It actually did kind of prevent me from hearing for a good amount.
Good.
My singing.
Probably
I'm
those
glad.
MMA gloves, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It was the singing too. My voice very pitchy.
It's beautiful.
No, it was
We
very-
got great acoustics.
very
down
pitchy.
here.
Great acoustics. Very pitchy. Got to work on it.
The other thing is news that came out today. It won't be today when this episode is released, but Jared Leto's Joker is returning for the Snyder Cut Justice League. They are shooting scenes with Jared Leto's Joker, which I found interesting.
I find that.
I am somewhat excited for it. I didn't think he was. I thought he was an okay Joker, and I was telling my friend, he just reached the border of okay, as an okay
Just
Joker.
scrape the top.
But I'm a little excited about this because I want them to fix him and hopefully make him better in this movie. Give him a little bit more.
Give him a little bit more love.
Is it okay
Yeah.
for me to say I hated it? Now,
Hated
I hated
him.
his Joker.
Okay.
Now, I only say that because I think it would have been a good Joker for a show.
Sure.
Like
okay.
his style Joker that he was in Suicide Squad would have been awesome for a TV show. Just like, ooh, I'm a badass. Ooh, I'm a gangster. Ooh. But like, the whole point of a comic book movie is to be a little bit more than just like, if this Joker was maybe a darker version of him in like the new like era, maybe. Right? Like, I
Yeah.
get it, because, like, they're trying to bring things back to reality. But, like, you took this absurd world, and you were like, the Joker's just a gangster. And you're like,
right.
like, you know, I don't know. I just think they dropped the ball with, like, there's a crocodile guy, there's a guy that shoots
Yeah.
fire, and then the Joker is literally, like, a gangster.
It's
like-
yeah. You go. Frank.
I think the gangster aspect wasn't a bad move.
It was kind of retro, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would say
old
so.
old school Joker. Like I'm talking like comic book like 1920 or
Yeah,
something Joker.
but that was, like, a non-supernatural Batman. Like, or, like, non-supernatural as much. Like, he was, the old school Batmans were kind of just like, I have my batarangs, I have my car, and that was kind of that.
The utility belt of plot contrivances.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
we're in more of like a superhero version of it where like, and again, I don't think it was terrible, but like a part of me is just like, you know, you could have made him a little bit more of a mental case, not just a guy that was a gang, you know, like, oh, he's a crazy man, but like he's a gangster and whatever. Like,
He was a mental case, but he was like a creepy, like.
Yeah, I mean, he was creepy,
you know,
but, like-
he wasn't like insane. He wasn't like an insane mental case. He was a creepy.
I would never
mental
want to pull up
case.
to the
Cypress
club.
Hill would be disappointed because he was not insane in the membrane.
But I
in
would
the
never
brain
want
at
to.
all.
I'd never want to pull up to a club and see the Joker there. That's just like not my ideal way of like going about a Joker. But like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let's go to Porta for the weekend, and like Joker's in a booth.
Yo, what it do, man?
You know,
Dab
like,
me up,
exactly.
dab
Yeah, how
your
you
boy
been,
up.
bro? Like, how's everything? Like, no, like,
Yo, this fucking
you
Batman
know, like-
stomped on my nuts last night. man.
yeah.
It
If
fucking
he's in like the top area in like an enclosed room, maybe. But like,
Yeah.
come
No,
on,
I
you know?
understand what
so
you're saying.
that's my complaint about it. But like that's just scratching the surface of that movie. So like, you know,
I got a counterpoint for that though. For TV Jokers, you somehow need to get a Joker that surpasses the Batman animated series Mark Hamill Joker, which
you're not going to.
yeah, which
you're
it's
not going
that's
to.
probably impossible at that
It's
point.
impossible to do because it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Right. It's just I don't know how it could.
Well, I don't
Like-
watch Gotham, but isn't that Joker considered very good as well? Like, not maybe like
Yes.
a top, but like, isn't he? Would you say he's better than Jared Leto's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's because he's a mental case, right?
Yep.
And he doesn't have any powers, but like he's a psychopath.
Yep.
And he cut his face actually, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wait, you're telling me there's not a tattoo on his hand?
Or his freaking head, his forehead. That was the stupidest tattoo
That's
ever.
right. Yeah, it was a
Why
tattoo.
so
yeah.
serious?
Yeah, this was-
like,
this was
you want to see me
bad.
smile? Like
The head tattoo was bad.
But like, do you know what I'm saying?
Not
Like,
this head tattoo.
Not that
This
one.
one's awesome.
But, like, I mean, you know, again, I understand what you're saying. Like, you know, it is hard to put a Joker in a TV show because, like,
Yeah.
that's a crap I mean, look at the past Jokers. Like, you're almost set up to
It's
fail.
a hard role to
Yeah,
to fill.
you know what? You're
for
almost
anyone.
set up to fail. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, you know, like, I just think they did a bad job managing it. Like
having said that, I'm kind of with Frank. I'm excited to see what could happen.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Maybe they do change it up a little bit, but like
This is for Suicide Squad, right?
No, this is for Justice League.
For Justice
League.
Okay.
Adding
So that's another part of where
I was
I'm
about
like,
to say I don't think Suicide Squad could get any worse, so do it anyway. But
yeah,
maybe.
I'm just still like, a part of me is still like, you're putting him in Justice League, and I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't fit. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Definitely,
Like,
I can't put that piece of the puzzle there
Like,
either.
I don't see them and then Joker. Like, I just...
Maybe it's just like a brief cameo,
Maybe,
Like in the background, you see like Batman. He's doing some detective work, and Joker's just like walking by, just like, and he just walks away.
I could see that as like Batman's introduction scene in the movie. He's stopping Joker from doing something, and then we just don't see Joker again.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And that's exciting because we haven't really seen
a Joker,
that Batman and that Joker really together in the same scene. And that part
that's
is
what
exciting
always carries the series. Their relationship.
Exactly.
Hot take. I just think they should have waited and just held a Joker for the next series, giving it more time to breathe. Because I think personally the Joker that they get for this new Batman series will be much better, and I think it'll fit more cohesively because it will fit into the story more, and I feel like it'll be a villain that's not like a out of place villain.
I'm very excited for that too, and I do believe this is a perfect segue into another thing I wanted to talk about the Batman movie.
Wonderful.
There are set photos
I saw
of, I guess it was Halloween time during the movie, and there are kids dressed as Superman and Wonder Woman. Does this mean Superman and Wonder Woman also exist in this universe too?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, no. It kind of pisses me off. Because it's like, how are you going to have another universe, another shared universe on top of the one that you already have? Like,
Wait.
And I might be jumping the gun a little bit. This might not be the case that it's another shared universe.
You're saying that as a Spider-Man fan with the Spider-Man news that just came out.
That's not official, though.
But that's kind of official.
It's kind of official.
So are you a hypocrite or no?
I got no idea what you guys.
We'll get to the. Is that on the agenda?
This is a whole thing.
Yes, it definitely is on the agenda.
We're in a rabbit hole now.
Oh boy.
All I'll say about the whole Batman thing is if you're gonna all right, DC has their shared universe with Justice League, Man of Steel, all that. Then if you're gonna do a solo project like the Joker, they did a good job with that. They kept it solo. You're going to make a solo different thing with Batman. Fine, do that. But don't expand that other... It's going to make it hard for people that don't really follow these movies. It's going to make it hard for them to follow. And it's also going to be annoying for people that are capable of following all this stuff. You know what I mean?
So with it, I don't mind it. I kind of like it as an Easter egg. But I necessarily agree with you where I don't want new ones.
Yes.
Just give it to me as their people and they're in that universe, and then just never show me them.
Yeah.
Never show a team up between them.
I'm okay with that.
I would love that more.
I would love to see the Easter eggs.
Because that kind of shows how it used to be before then things got into the darker comics and everyone started to cross over and stuff. Like, just let it be that and let Batman be a thing, or let Superman and Wonder Woman be a thing, but let them be a thing separately and let Batman be doing his. Because, like, at the end of the day, I mean, they're not going to need to be where someone is already fighting.
I mean, Batman's always kind of separate, you know?
Yeah. But I'm saying if, like, Batman's dealing with crime in Gotham, like, there's not really a need for other people to come.
Right.
You know,
like just a couple robbers. Yeah, we just robbed the bank, and then just Superman just comes out. Watch out!
Well, especially that this Batman's not really supernatural. Like,
as far as we know.
Like but like I'm saying, like, who are the villains? The villains are, I mean, a homicidal maniac, a cat burglar, and a guy that wants to look like a penguin, but like he's not.
A mobster kind of guy.
But like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're all like very basic. So like, maybe put those people into a situation, but like, don't bring them to light. I agree with you there.
All right, let's talk about Spider-Man. There are very heavy rumors going around that...
How heavy?
Like...
Pretty heavy.
Like...
Very heavy.
Like, not wimpy,
we're talking
hefty.
Yeah,
you know, like,
we're talking some heavy cream, bro.
Yeah.
Some heavy cream.
Like, heavy duty.
I'll get the coffee.
4 creams, 4 sugars.
I will get 2 coffees.
Yeah.
So we'll back it up to when they announced that Electro is going to be in the movie. Not only is Electro going to be in the movie, in the new Spider-Man movie, but he's going to be played by the same actor, Jamie Foxx, who was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Which was Andrew Garfield.
So, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So, which is like, whoa, okay, interesting. Maybe he's going to be returning as an Electro, but a new Electro, whatever.
Because he did a pretty good job. Did you like him?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
He was too...
I kind of don't remember that movie.
Clunky? I don't remember that movie much either.
He was too, like... I can't even explain it. I think he was the worst
like
part
the
of the movie,
Joker
actually.
in Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I think so.
I hate it.
Yeah. So they...
The Joe of approval.
I just picture him in like the afterlife with the other ghosts going, like, that's right, we hate him too.
Yeah, we hate him.
So they announced Electro. Then they announced that Doctor Strange is going to appear in the Spider-Man movie.
Which is weird.
What's Doctor Strange's movie coming out called? The Multiverse of Madness. So the name Multiverse, right?
Which is tying into WandaVision, just for like clarification.
I need to get a notepad for
Yes,
No,
right.
literally.
Right.
Yeah.
So now the big rumor floating around is that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in talks to appear in Spider-Man
Oh my
3.
God. If I see Tobey Maguire doing the Spider-Man 3 dance again, I don't care what you guys say, the movie's worth it. Right then and there.
My God.
Thank you.
Cancel the pod.
No, please.
Cancel the pod.
Just imagine. Opens up, he's just imagine just Will. It's just basically Will. He's just doing the thing.
I think it would be great to see, but I still don't want to see it, though.
No.
The dance or them?
Yeah.
The dance and actually them too.
Really?
I think
why? It's
because listen, it's Marvel. I trust them with everything that they do. I think they're really jumping. If they actually do this, I think they're jumping the gun a little too far.
Jumping the shark, just like Fonzie and Happy Days.
But I don't think they are, because like I don't think it's them introduce. Every time you have a show jump the shark, it's a brought in character permanently. I don't think that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be permanent characters.
I don't think they're going to be permanent either.
But what I'm saying is it's kind of like
a very strong mask.
What's oh my God, why am I? The literal cartoon Spider-Man that just came out.
Oh, Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse.
But it's kind of the live action of that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, I understand your concern, but I think Marvel's doing an amazing job with it, because you're getting to finally see Doctor Strange's multiple universes be able to be thrown full force at you, because we've never seen before the availability of those characters on a larger scale.
Right.
So now you're saying we're going to introduce 3 Spider-Men in a situation like that, where like you're going to go into a multiverse and you're going to get the 3 Spider-Men that we've seen before. So that's why I'm intrigued, because I'm like, oh shit, this is like 3 levels of Spider-Man for me that I've lived with, all coming together in a multiverse to fuck with my brain, because like I'm already convinced that like this is the new universe of it, and now you're bringing my 2 previous universes of it to it. I'm intrigued by it. I think it's a smart move. And like, again, the worst thing Marvel did was like what? Like
the Incredible Hulk,
but
Iron Man 2.
No, but I'm saying like, you know, you know, a lot of people didn't like the women move when all the ladies were like, we got it.
All right,
and
but
the boys played on it.
I think that's
like,
a little different.
No, but what I'm saying is like when you're talking about like scenes.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they'll necessarily fuck up the writing. Like I think they'll be fine with it.
I don't think they'll fuck up the writing.
Bringing them in like.
I think I'm more or less just nervous that there's a chance of it getting fucked up with them in it. And I hope if they are going to be in it, because once again, it's not 100% official.
Getting all worked up over rumors.
It's 100% official.
I hope it's like
right here,
a cameo, like a big cameo. And I hope they help Tom Holland's Spider-Man fight the final boss or whatever. Yeah. That would be cool to see.
I just think it would be cool if they brought in Jamie Foxx. Who's the crazy guy from the first Spider-Man movie? What's the actor's name?
William Dafoe?
No. Well, yes, but like I would want him from the multiverse. Tell me how cool that would be, though. They all come, so you get Jamie Foxx, William Dafoe, and who was the Michael Keaton? Because Michael Keaton is the bad guy in the first
Homecoming.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was Vulture.
Vulture. Yeah. So you get imagine those 3 villains versus those 3 Spider-Man.
I think it would be really cool.
And them fighting the other people's Spider-Man. Like, Imagine like Tom Holland fighting
Yes.
William Dafoe's
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, or even not William Dafoe. You could even defer to
Doc Ock.
no.
But here's the
Who's
thing,
the
though.
son? Who's the son? Who's
Oh,
the
Harry.
son?
Harry.
But the actor.
James Franco.
I don't do a couple episodes and I'm a disaster. But yeah, like imagine that. You know, like I think that would be sick. Like you see those guys fighting the separate people.
It would be sick, but the thing is, they're dead.
No, but it's a multiverse.
But they're dead
But
in that universe.
But they're not dead in that universe. If you bring them back from another universe, that's a universe that they're not dead in, but they might be.
No, I think they're
not
still
existent.
dead.
I don't
That
know.
would kind of piss me off if they came back. I'm not gonna lie. That would kind of piss me off
Well,
Maybe when everyone was brought back to life,
from the snap.
from the ooh,
it had a multiverse.
I guess so.
Frankie,
Why not?
Frankie.
Because that's the thing with comic book movies. You know, like we should bring this character back.
Yo.
How do we do it? Magic? Doctor Strange did something. I don't
Would
know.
you
Doctor
be
Strange,
hyped?
the
Just say
snap.
Would you be hyped if, let's say, like down the line, maybe like Phase 5, you found out that like all of them were like slowly coming back from like a deformed like snap, all villains from previous movies.
And they come back as Marvel zombies. That's a comic storyline.
Not I wasn't
that
gonna
would
say
be cool.
I wasn't gonna say zombies, but like I do fuck with that. But I was gonna just say like imagine like there was a default in the snap, like just imagine something was happening, but like every couple of months, years, randomly a villain that was killed comes back prior to the snap, like out of nowhere you start getting like I mean it would be a good way. Oh wait, no. I was just gonna say Michael B. Jordan might be alive in the series from Black Panther, but then he's not because it was prior to the snap. But like, imagine.
Well, then again,
Still,
it would all
though.
be prior to the snap. Wouldn't it?
No, I know, but like, I was also only thinking that because like I just kind of like took a hard right. Imagine they did that. That'd be a great segue to replace Chadwick Boseman
For sure.
if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Like they found a way to bring that back, but it would also be a really bad population control if people just started coming back from
100%.
prior.
Yeah, right.
Like your grandma shows back. Like I know it's fucked up, but like your like 900-year-old grandma shows up from 1812. Like I'm here. Like broken jaw falls off. Like
Hello, ancestor.
Yeah,
Would you like some tea and crumpets?
I can't stand this. I can't stand Joe sitting there.
My ancestor would be like, "What is this trash meatball sauce right here?" I'm sorry, please.
What's up, Joe?
Do I look like the Emperor when I do this?
Do it.
Do it. Do it. The Force is strong with you, young Skywalker.
You look like the really bad Emperor from Episode 9. I knew that would deflate
I'll go
you.
back to being a ghost.
Yeah, go back to being a ghoul.
I love democracy.
Was there any other news roundup things we wanted to talk about?
Mandalorian got new TV spots.
Yep.
I'm torn because I was very hurt that like the first trailer that came out was really just bare. It was nothing. And I was happy about it because I was like, I like it. They're holding their cards close to their chest. They're not showing us anything. But then I swore that the next trailer that came out, which was going to be a Monday Night Football trailer, because they always do that like right prior to releasing, I was like, great, it's going to be more. It's going to give us more content. It's going to give us a better idea. Even if you just show me the smallest teaser,
Right.
I'd be fine with it. And I said, I'm like, you don't need to show me Ahsoka. You don't need to show me this. You don't need to show me anybody. You could show me a foot. You could show me whatever.
foot.
I don't care. Like I'm saying, like somebody's foot
Ahsoka's
walking
foot.
in. Yeah. Ooh. No, but like you know
That's
what
a
I'm saying.
different podcast.
But just exactly. But just in general, I was like, you just show me anything, and then they went and they showed us the new footage trailer, and it was again like nothing. So, that worries me because it's always a second season of a hit show always kind of finds ways to mess up certain things.
Right.
So we'll see. I like that they're not showing us everything also, though. Like, I like that they're not showing us Ahsoka. It's also because she's only going to be in one episode, so, like, people are freaking out about it. But it's like, why are you going to show a character that's going to be in one episode?
Right.
Like, don't tease
Yeah.
a character that barely is in the show.
Yeah.
Like, that's pointless. But then, they're talking about Boba Fett's character being back, like him surviving. Basically, do you know the story behind Boba Fett? He went into the Sarlacc pit
Yeah.
in episode 6. There's like a canon novel that has him coming out of the Sarlacc pit. When he comes out, he survives. But there's a local sheriff in like a town surrounding Tatooine that finds his armor by it and takes it and wears it. So that apparently is supposed to be in it, and it's played by the guy from Deadwood. He's a very famous actor. If I like said his name, you'd know him. He was one of the cowboy guys in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He was the guy Rick Dalton was working with in that new movie. You would know if you saw him, regardless.
Yeah.
But he's Timothy Oliphant.
Oh,
You know Timothy
the guy from
Oliphant.
Justified.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Raylan Givens.
Yeah. So Timothy Oliphant is supposed to play that guy that took his armor, but then you're also apparently supposed to be
Hell yeah,
seeing...
he's the gunslinger.
He is, he's a
the
gunslinger, so it's
type.
supposed to be like Western.
About it now.
But then you're also supposed to see the guy who plays Django in two as Boba Fett, not with the armor on. So it'll be very interesting to see if all that comes to fruit. There's a lot of canon that's crossing over.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Clone Wars and Rebels that's supposed to tie in, which like I love because I've been a huge advocate for Clone Wars and Rebels for so long now. And now that people are like starting to see, oh, Mandalorian ties in with that, and you're watching that and you're getting that content, like that's great. Like because Star Wars sucks. Like let's be real, Star Wars sucks. Like 7, 8, and 9. We're not sugarcoating anything. 7, 8, and 9 sucked in my opinion. 7 was good. It was a nostalgia trip. I think Solo and Rogue One were better movies than those. And I know that's
that's
very
indisputable.
See,
right
but that's
there.
a hot take for a lot of people. A lot of people like 7, 8, and 9. Like Star Wars fans like 7, 8, and 9 because they're like, well, it's a trilogy. Rogue One finally gave me what I wanted. It finally gave me the action of a dark, gritty Star Wars movie that I've wanted for how long now. And Solo, I was the biggest critic of Solo. If we could go back, I don't even know. Did Solo come? Solo had come out, I think, by the time we like first started. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
Because remember, we were saying that. I forgot who the other actors like paired. I hated it because I was like, who's the guy that has the silver arm? Who's the actor that has the that is Winter Soldier? Who's the actor?
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan looks almost identical to Mark Hamill. Young. Have you seen their pictures like side by side?
Yeah,
If you look at their pictures side by
kinda see
side,
it.
bro, they look like identical. So like people were speculating before they announced Solo. They were like, oh, there's a very good chance that we might get like a Mark Hamill like prior to Episode 4 Luke Skywalker movie. I was in. I was like,
right.
my money, here it is. But
Shut up and take it.
yeah, but Rogue One and Solo did a very good job because they gave us story that we hadn't had, and they introduced it into canon where we had been missing it. If you're going to do that, give me that. Give me that for 10 more years. Give me that like Marvel does. But don't give me 7, 8, and 9 and you drop the ball on every movie and you give us moments. Like, I'm never going to... 1, 2, and 3 were good because that was our childhood. That's what I grew up watching live. Looking back, when I got older, I was like, maybe they're not as good as I thought they were.
But the memes.
But the memes.
The memes.
But also when I went back and
great.
when I went back and I watched them now, I'm like, okay, they're better movies. They are better because now you can put Clone Wars in it. You can put these movies together to make them better. And
you,
now I'm happy about it. So
Did you ever play the Force Unleashed or
I
Awakens
didn't.
games?
I actually just bought a
Now
Force Unleashed shirt.
I would love a movie about that guy
Oh,
because those games were sick.
Star Killer.
Star
Yeah,
Killer,
Star
yes.
Killer.
Yeah.
He does some crazy stuff.
Well, no,
in that
apparently
game.
Darth Bane movie's been confirmed.
Darth Bane.
And they're talking about
Absurd.
the biggest thing is they want Keanu Reeves to play Revan, and I will if that happens. They're trying. I think they're trying to get him on, and I think like there was an article that said like someone asked him about it, and he said like, "Oh, I'd always be open to it," which is like,
Yeah.
He looks just like what everyone depicts Revan.
I don't know.
Revan as, yeah,
When I hear that type
exactly.
of response from an actor, what I'm hearing is talk to my PR.
Well, I mean,
company, you know?
dude, Keanu
Yeah, they gotta
Reeves.
do that anyway. But,
Keanu
you know.
Reeves would be amazing with it though because he does his own shit. So like you wouldn't have to wonder if like the guy taking off the mask is not like I mean look at what he did with all of his movies like John Wick movies. Like that guy, you put a lightsaber in that guy's hand, and you're telling me like now he can do that. Like
They give him.
That would be
These
sick.
are called
like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Beretta
but
9mm.
But imagine he'd be wearing the mask the whole time. Like you wouldn't see his face, and then like obviously there'd probably be a point where his mask is off. But like just to see a John Wick, like I depict a skinnier in the face, like broken, face fucked up John Wick with like lightsabers.
I'd be about it. Who wouldn't be
I'm
about
speechless.
that?
I'm speechless,
Like,
you
who
know.
would even
So,
do anything?
but yeah, no, I mean that was cool. The Boys I just finished. Did you guys watch The Boys
You know
yet?
what?
No,
I
not
just
yet.
finished that earlier today.
How good was it?
Amazing.
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 Don't
been
get too far. I want to watch it too.
I've been telling Frankie constantly because it's my favorite show. It's my new favorite show. It's
Frank,
just.
you gotta know this about Frank at this point. You know,
It's
he
hard to
really
get him
is
to-
an airbender. You'll be like, Frank, watch this. Avoided.
Yeah, exactly.
Frank,
Accurate. Sorry, what was that?
You try hitting him with the direct thing, he goes.
What did you ask me to
It's
say?
just
Like
none. Maybe like a year later, he'll
Yeah.
like float down and be like, yeah, I'll give this a one.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that was a pretty good show I just finished. I'm like, what? He's like, The Boys. What? One of my coworkers literally did that. He called me the other day and we were talking. He's like, yo, I just finished The Boys. I'm like, what? I'm like, I've been telling you to watch The Boys for like a week, 2 weeks now. He's
And
like,
now you
yeah,
just
me and my
binged it
yeah. He's like,
all
yeah,
at
me and my
once.
buddies just finished it. I'm like, yeah, thanks. Like, you didn't want to tell me.
I guess I'm
no,
not
but,
a buddy then because
again, I think it only plays like if I like it, and I'm not even as big of a comic book fan. Like I'm obviously a comic book fan, but like you surpass me in pretty good ways. It's like right up your alley.
Yeah.
It's like
I've heard this from a lot of people.
Oh.
I've heard it from a lot of people. I am going to get around to watching it.
Nice.
I am going to get around to watching it. It's a fact. Yeah.
The ghost of J.L. Bruce.
But yeah, I mean, The Boys was good. Besides that, South Park,
Yeah.
Borat, Spider-Man, Batman. New Disney movie. Did you watch the trailer today?
I did.
Looks cool.
Yeah. It looks
It's a
cool.
Moana. It's a Moana thing. Like, you know,
What is it called? Rava and the
Rava
Last Dragon or
and the
something?
Last Dragon. Yeah.
Looks okay.
I mean, it's a Pixar movie. So
Yeah.
guess what? It's gonna be above an 80.
Yeah,
Easily.
you're right.
Like, you
You're
know,
right, yeah.
we can
There's
lock that
gonna
in.
be- there's
Millions
gonna be
of
a dead
dollars in
parent.
merchandise. Dead parent. Yep.
It's a given.
Probably,
I
yeah.
think that fight is gonna be with like a father. Like, did you
Yeah,
watch
I
the
could see
trailer?
it.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I
like
did,
all
yeah.
like or like a brother, like, you know, like they're fighting to the death, whatever. Brother's like,
Yeah.
Dune pushed.
Dune pushed.
Batman pushed.
Batman pushed. Everything
Winter,
pushed.
everything pushed except
Except for
no.
Wonder Woman on Christmas.
Yes. No, there's something else that I thought didn't get pushed. Well, Tenet didn't get pushed, but
That it didn't.
well, it got pushed a lot. And
it
then, like,
did. But now,
How'd you like it the second time?
I wouldn't say I liked it any better.
Oh, come on, Frank.
I'm just gonna be truthful. I don't think I liked it any better. I still think it's a good movie. I still think it was a good movie, but
It hurts me when he says this.
It's the truth.
It's just it's a
Would you
little
rather
bit
him give
too.
you a sweet lie?
No, I respect that he's, you know.
It's a little bit too confusing to be that good.
That's kind of why I like it, though.
Okay.
Like, I like it, but here's the other thing. You also never listen to me, like we said before.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking of when you guys were talking about that.
I sent you so
Listen
much
to this.
material.
Yeah.
I sent him so much material because I watched Tenet. I cheated. I watched Tenet prior to me going to the theater and watching it. Then me and Frankie watched it, so I had a better idea going in there. Frank then saw it the one time and then went and saw it again. So he had seen it twice as well.
Right.
But I gave him, like, I'm talking encyclopedias of extra
You
info
are-
to explain the timelines.
You are
and
preaching to the choir.
Oh, I know.
Right now.
But I gave him all this stuff because I'm like, Frank, I know you don't. I know it's still confusing you a little, but take all this, watch it, and you'll get it more to the point where you can piece it together. I'm not saying you can't comprehend it. Like, it's just, it is a harder movie. Like, if you went in there as a casual fan and, like, didn't pay a little bit of attention, you would have left there and been like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
You can lead a Frank to water, but
but
you
you
can't
can't make
him
him drink 100%.
cannot.
No, but okay. Me, I think it's a masterpiece. Like, I think Nolan did a phenomenal job with it. I think it really does play on time where we've never seen before. The concept of a backwards and a forwards loop really fucked me up.
It's a great concept.
Really fucked me up.
Yeah.
But I do, like, I mean, like, the complaint, like, the volume was loud. Like, you know, you couldn't hear them all at the, you know, exact
You couldn't really
points. Like,
understand what they were saying.
well, they
a
purposely
lot
did
of
the whole
times.
talking backwards, and they like were quietly talking, and you know, it's a very confusing movie. But I think it was purposely supposed to be that way, and I almost think it's kind of like a Nolan, like, if you
Yeah.
don't get it, you don't get it kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Like a
for
drinks
sure.
my tea. Not saying again you don't get it, but like I just think Nolan did that on purpose, like to get true fans to go watch it.
Sure.
Because like it should have been a blockbuster hit, but again, it's like you're not gonna bring your family there to go
No,
see
of
it. Like
course
I'd go
not.
with the boys, and my boys would probably be tripping and be like,
Yeah.
what I just watched, you know? Like, yeah, you're never going to be like, hey, honey, you want to go watch Tenet? Like, you know, like...
Unless your honey's like, yeah, if you want to do a little bit of this first.
And then they go backward, and then she goes backwards in time. But, all right, well, that hurts my heart, but
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Moving on.
Listen,
right.
we don't agree on the Joker thing, so, you know, we can disagree on this
Yeah, of
as
course. Of course.
well. That's why it's a hot take.
All right. Joe.
I'm going to fucking hit him.
We are going to move on to our one and only topic. Yeah, get the gun out. Fully loaded. Yeah. Good.
It's been so long. Okay.
Now you got to edit that out so that it passes through him because he's a ghost.
Can you do that?
I could try to do that, yeah.
Maybe make a little sound effect when it goes, ah.
We should put a Velcro vest on him, and we should shoot him with the Velcro ones and let them
Yeah,
just stick
just
the
let 'em
entire episode,
yeah.
and just like let them keep collecting, just like throughout the episode.
Just culminating.
But like, no, you know what we should do? We should film it like prior,
Yes.
and just like screen him in whenever he's not here, of just Joe sitting here like this, getting caught by bullets, just like ding, 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 the whole fucking time.
Hashtag free the spirit of Joe. Can I get that?
I'm
Can
sorry.
we get that trending?
All right, I'm excited for this spooky.
Yes.
Spooky
Very
hot
spooky
shows.
topic. Our one and only topic, or main topic of the evening, is the top 5 horror suspense shows of all time. So I'll just go out and say that I do like horror movies. I do like horror shows. I just don't watch them that often. So my list...
Don't worry, that's why I'm here.
He's the scare-
This is why Lupo's here.
He's the spooky
I have a
guy.
very particular set of skills.
Yes. So my list, some of them might not be as scary, but they still fit in that category. So
Yeah.
That's fine.
yeah.
Horror movies don't have to be you leave there shitting yourself. You know, they have to be a good story first and foremost.
for sure. Go ahead.
All I was gonna say is I agree with this list. I will say though, like I don't know how close we're gonna be.
I think we're going to be pretty close.
So don't say if it's on yours or not. Like, well, just because I always like to see the order. Like, I like to see where you place it, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I have a couple honorable mentions that might be on your guys' lists, but it's just like, again, this isn't my genre. Like, I don't really like horror like that. Like, I occasionally kind of will pick it up.
Yeah.
But I'm not really big into it as much. So I have a couple things that I have on here. So
Go ahead.
if you
Honorable
wanna,
mention
I
time.
will. So Ghost Adventures is the first one.
Ghost
Okay.
Adventures.
What is
Is it what is that sci-fi, right? Or is it
I actually haven't watched that.
I think it's like sci-fi or whatever. There's like a Post Malone episode of it.
There's a Post Malone
Yeah,
episode?
so like
What?
basically, or what's the Ghost TV show where they go into like spaces, like live at like real person, like Ghost Hunters? Is
Yeah,
it maybe?
I think
maybe
it's
it's
that.
Ghost Hunters. Maybe I wrote Ghost Adventures.
Okay.
Regardless,
I was thinking of that one old superhero, the ghost who goes into space or whatever when you said
Not
that.
Danny Phantom.
No, not Danny Phantom.
well, Danny Phantom.
No, that goes into space?
He's like super old. He's like 19. I'm sure someone will know, but anyway, go on.
Someone in the comments. No, I completely messed that up. Ghost Adventures. Whatever. But no, I just like, it was a comical show, and it is kind of weird to see it sometimes, but you also, it was like one of those shows that I sit there and I'm like, this is so funny. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I heard a noise in the back. They run there and like, you know, like the person's gone. Like, but like
Those
they're
could
in
be
a-
good. The only real difference between like comedies and tragedies, after all, is that comedy has a happy ending.
Yes,
You know?
true. I have Buffy on there.
Buffy.
Just because Buffy was a show I wasn't ever big into.
It's
but
good
like,
on you for respecting that.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, like it was Sarah Jessica Parker, right?
Yeah.
Or was it Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Sarah Jessica Parker. No, it's
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Gellar.
Regardless,
first
because
one
I'm
is a horse.
completely destroying my words and my names today. I mean, it was a show that I used to like throw on occasionally, and when I was younger, I was terrified of it. So like I'd watch it for like 30 minutes, and then I was like, okay, I'm out. Like it was like terrible. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh my god.
Not really scary,
Now,
but like...
are you talking about the live action one or the cartoon one?
Ooh, both.
Both?
No, I mean, like, the cartoon one was fun because, like, it was also when
Yeah.
I was a kid. The live action one wasn't live when we were, right? Because it probably ended in...
I think it was older. It's older than us.
It's probably 90 to 95, let's just say. We were born in 95. We're not watching it at 1. But, like, it was still a fun show.
Right.
And, like, it wasn't scary. But, like, you know, it was...
Yeah.
It was scary like Halloween Town. Like, where you, like, when you were
Wow.
a kid, you'd watch it
Talk
and, like...
about the throwback right now.
I just watched it all week at work because I have Disney Plus on my big
All right,
my
then
big
can we
TV
talk
at
real
work.
quick
So
about how do we reverse this spell? Let's say it backwards. At the time when I was a little kid, I was like, how did they think of this? This is genius. I would have been stuck in that gray world forever.
this has been crafted by the gods. Like, oh my god, no! But like, just in like movies like that, like Ghost, Phantom of the Megaplex, like just movies like when you were a kid that were like scary, and you watch them now, you're like, this isn't scary. I wouldn't consider this horror.
Right.
And then this is gonna probably be an uncommon one, but Black Mirror. I've personally never watched Black Mirror.
Yeah, I think that
I
counts.
personally would probably say it's a horror movie just because it's the horrors of reality and what could one day be.
Yeah.
Horrors of technology, really.
Yes, exactly. I don't like it. I teeter on when something becomes too real. And it's weird because I can watch like unsolved murders and unsolved mysteries like the Netflix show. I like that kind of stuff. But for some reason when you do that and when you like show me what could come, I am like kind of like, no, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather think about a murder that happened and be like, oh, like, you know, like it's hopefully not going to happen to me.
It's more comforting to be like, that stuff's behind me and
Yep.
not to look in front of you like
Exactly. Not
Yeah.
to be like, oh, like when I'm 60, there might be a chip in my head that could just explode. Like, I don't like that. You know, that, nope, good, thank you, goodbye.
That's
But,
a good one.
yeah.
I would have
I don't-
added that on.
yeah.
I'm guessing you guys probably don't have any. I mean, like, off the top of your heads, do you guys have any, like, TV shows like that? Like,
All right. If we're talking about like not really scary, but they're like Halloween type of shows, I would go with the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
that's good. Yeah,
Oh my
I like
God.
You
that.
know, I'd
I
go
like
with them.
that.
I'd also go with Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
You know, just thinking of like cartoon wise,
Wait until
those
I
are,
get
like,
to my list.
the only two that I would
I
have on
can't
there.
even really move my fingers in this.
The
but,
only
like,
thing scary about Danny Phantom is how much fire that rapper is spitting for that opening theme,
Yo,
man.
facts.
Literally,
Facts.
he's going hard on the track.
That's
so.
right.
I almost just said gotta catch 'em all because he's Danny Phantom.
Well, no, he does have to.
He does have to
all
catch
of
them all.
Is that the lyrics?
No, gotta catch them all. It's Pokemon.
No, but I know, but
But-
it's something because he's Danny
You
Phantom.
know, yeah, he's gonna catch them all because he's Danny Phantom.
Oh,
That
is it
right.
that?
Gang. Gang.
Now I'm picturing Ash and Danny Phantom.
Yeah, right, as a
Buddy
collab.
copy together. Like,
Yeah.
I don't catch ghosts like him.
Danny
I only
Phantom
catch
or
ghost
Ben-
Pokemon.
Danny Phantom or Ben 10, but Ben 10 like original Ben 10, like not like. Which
No,
one?
we don't have to talk about the travesty
Yeah.
that is modern.
But like,
Ben 10.
what would you take? Danny Phantom?
Danny Phantom.
Yeah, I'd take Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
In a fight?
No, like,
No,
as
like-
a show.
Yeah, like
I
what's a
was
better
about to say
show?
Phantom
No, he would
Slaughter.
clap everyone here. You get out of your
Yeah, I
mind.
mean, I think that'd be a good matchup.
Who?
I
Danny
think
Phantom versus Ben 10.
Like
I
a
think
good
that's like a
debate?
fair match. No, like a fight.
Oh, a
I
fight
think that's
too.
a pretty because like Danny Phantom for the most part is he's a Phantom, but like he's not the strongest. Ben 10 could straight up be like, let's
Yeah.
get it, like and go stronger.
I
at
don't know.
least.
I could be forgetting, but by the end of the series, Danny's pretty OP, isn't he? He's got the freezing powers. He's got the whale. He has time
He's
to
the
like
whale.
fuck up things. You know, when he goes, he's like, ah. He goes, wada.
Whoa! In the Halloween episode, wada!
He can possess people. I mean, his skill set's pretty insane. Because I remember I watched a death battle that
Yeah, he
featured
was-
Danny Phantom.
That's
Did
right.
you have a crush on the girl from Danny Phantom?
Which one?
The black-haired one?
Oh my god.
Which
everyone.
one?
The black haired one.
I didn't have to say for him to know. It's who is it?
I don't remember her fucking name, bro.
Are you sure?
I think you guys are talking about Sam, who's his friend, right?
The purple lipstick?
Yeah. But
Oh, I know who you're talking. Yeah, I know who you're
But
talking
no,
about.
because that was one of the worst things about that show, is they forced those two characters, Danny and Sam, together, and really he should have been with Valerie the whole time. Well,
Duh! Idiots.
just off my chest.
Spin straight facts.
You know, I could see chemistry in that show.
What?
They had a connection. Sam was just there, you know, with Tucker in the background.
You can't force it. You can't force it.
It's a better lesson to teach kids that it's okay to meet someone new and like get with them than just fall back
Brock
on what
and
you
Misty.
know. You know,
Like Brock and Misty. Everyone thought Ash and Misty were gonna link up, and then Brock was like, "Skirt, let's get it." Like,
no, Ash is on some fuckboy shit, man. He's got a new girl every region.
Bro, come on,
Every world.
You're not gonna lock yourself down when you're trying to catch every Pokemon, like every STD. Like you're not gonna do that to yourself. Like he's trying to catch it all, if you know what I mean.
Lupo, you have any honorable mentions before we get on to our top 5?
No, not really.
Lupo's 100.
I just kind of made the list, and I was like, I guess one of them is kind of a honorable mention, but I'm not gonna say it's an honorable mention.
All right.
What do you want to do? You want to do the snake draft?
We'll do
around and then come back, or do you want to just keep going around?
Let's just keep on
Whatever
going
you
around.
want.
And we'll start with number 5. So my number 5 is The Twilight Zone. The old Twilight Zone, not the new series. It's a show that I've only watched a very few episodes of, and I actually watched them in school. And
when you were younger,
when I was younger, yeah. And they were very good episodes. Like there was one episode that I watched, and I feel like I talked about this on the pod before, or talked to one of you guys about it. But the episode was the lady was stuck in a world where it was like over 100-degree weather. And like water was like depleting, like it was just a gigantic heat wave. And at the end of the day, she wakes up and it's a blizzard snowstorm that's been going on for the past couple of days, and she has a high fever. So she was sleeping, and like she was basically in her own head. It was
trippy.
Very trippy.
Twilight Zone is a masterpiece, man.
It is
really, for like when it was made.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Dude,
and that's why it was like pretty damn successful too.
Oh yeah.
That's like really one of the only main ones that I remember. I remember watching a couple other ones too. But yeah, and I also love like the black and white. I think it just makes it more classic as well too.
That's what honestly, in my opinion, that's what like makes the show that like.
Yeah.
I don't say that very often because I think the Lighthouse black and white was like key for that movie to be as like dark and twisted as it was. Like it needed to be in black and white because like in color it would have been great too, but like it wouldn't have painted the picture of what you wanted. And I think that's what makes that show amazing, you know.
100%, yeah. Joe, is that still recording? Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure. All right, Luke.
My turn?
Your turn.
Let me make sure my number. Oh, I can't. These gloves are not the most convenient things. Number 5, Stranger Things. Wanted it to be higher. Again, it's one of those shows that I guess you could consider it more of a thriller because like it's not constantly scary. You know, my boss the other day was talking about how like she was terrified by it and had to stop watching, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I wouldn't say at any point I was terrified by it.
You know,
it's intense, but like I would never say I'm terrified by it. Like the thing is sketchy, and I think it's scary at points, but like by no means was like, oh my god, like I literally cannot watch the TV.
It would be like that if 11 was never around, though.
Yep.
That's probably the only thing I got. Just interjection, real quick.
No.
That's the only thing about Stranger Things that makes it less scary. You know,
is her being there.
Like when she's there, you're like, oh, okay, you can relax a little bit. She'll take care of things. You know, she wasn't there. You'd be shitting.
Well, that's why I think season 1 was scarier because season 1 was sketchy because she's not as involved,
and you don't know Will is even a good guy yet. Like,
and Will is in the Upside Down, and he's like fucking bugging out. Like he's like got like freaking bugs in his mouth and shit. I don't know.
Not a good look, dog.
No, definitely not for you. My next one is 2, but I'm really quickly gonna just add 1 to the 5th and make one of them because it was a tie. I'm going to have number 5 tied with Scare Tactics. Scare Tactics was one of my favorite shows back in the day. It was so funny. Have you ever watched Scare Tactics?
Is that like the prank type show?
That was a prank show.
Yes, I do remember.
So I just liked it because like me and Nick Chorman used to watch it all the time because it came on right before WWE back in the day when we used to watch it at his house on Monday Night Raw. Regardless, we'd watch that show and it was so funny. Like it was just like so funny because like it would put you in a scary situation and these people would like freak out. And it was never like a out of this world. It's like, oh, like someone gave birth to the devil baby and like this person was asked to like be in on the birth, and then like through the window is like the father, and the guy was dressed up to look like what like Satan would look like as a person, not like red, but like just like this devil-looking character.
Usually wearing
And
like a dapper suit. And
yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Got a red
And like
tie.
it was this guy got a goatee, black hair, like looking like this through the thing. And like this woman's like helping deliver the baby, and the dad like he disappears. Then he's in the room, and he's like in there on the delivery, and the baby that fake comes out is like a midget covered in red blood.
Oh
like
my
and
God.
he runs at the woman. So like just like it was like a combination of you got punked and like scary stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I liked it a lot. I thought it was just super funny, and like as a kid, I liked that because I was terrified of scary stuff. So for me, I was like.
That's a good
Great,
show.
like I like something that can play on scary, so I'm like,
yeah.
I'm good, you know. So that's my tied for 5.
Okay.
Nice.
Lupo.
So I didn't really order my list
Okay.
particularly, but what I would put at number 5 is I have the Ash versus Evil Dead TV series.
Okay.
Now that's another show that it's not traditionally scary. It's actually very 80s like campy
Yep.
and everything. But I put it on here because one, I love Bruce Campbell. I in the Evil Dead movies, he's great. I love Ash and his boomstick, and it's a comedy, and it's also really really gory and like actiony.
He's in Burn Notice, right?
Who, Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Burn Notice.
Shit.
You know what I did recently find him in though? I found him in Sky High.
Ah.
I didn't realize he was the gym teacher.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at him like, I know you.
Yep.
You're Bruce Campbell.
These are coming off for a little bit.
That's a good one. I like
Yeah,
that one.
thank you.
Do you
just
like
put
the
it-
movies too?
I do. I like.
What's better in your opinion?
Yes, he is in Burn Notice.
I mean, the movies are the originals,
Yeah.
but the thing is, not all the movies are created equal by far.
Mm-hmm.
The one when he's going back in time, and he gets put with the knights, and he still has the shotgun, so he basically just rules. He's the acting king of the castle. This is my boomstick. I like that movie because it was ridiculously like funny and stuff.
Yeah.
Not because it was like anything supernatural related.
Right.
Even though there was a fair amount of that in that movie.
Okay. All right.
I'd say the first movie for sure.
Gotcha.
Frank.
All right. My number 4. I'm actually gonna switch it up. My
Switch
four,
it up.
my 4 and 3. So it was originally my 3, but I'm gonna put it at my number 4.
Got bumped
It's
down.
Stranger Things.
Oh.
Got bumped out.
He felt
Fantastic.
the winds of change. He was like, get the fuck down.
Yeah, basically.
We're not waiting anymore.
Stranger Things, besides the scary factor, it's an amazing show. When it comes to the scare factor, it's more of a suspense thriller than anything.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't consider it horror or anything. The monsters are pretty creepy. Like, if you actually think if you were in one of these kids' positions, like a helpless kid's positions, and
Right.
you're dealing with, like, these type of monsters and demons that are coming out and whatnot, you have no chance, first of all. And second of all, it's like, it's pretty scary. Like, you're right. If 11 wasn't there, then
They'd be screwed.
then they'd be
They'd
screwed.
be playing on hard mode. You
No,
know,
yeah,
like
they'd
they would
be-
have to really be pushing their brains instead of just 11. Could you take care of this? real quick?
Would you do us a favor? Because we're fucked.
And I think the scariest season of Stranger Things is the first one, and it's the most suspenseful is the first season because
Yes, agreed.
when Will's missing, you really don't know where he
Yeah.
is. We didn't even know what the Upside Down was yet.
Rest in peace.
You know?
Barbara.
Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara. Yeah.
Justice for Barb, please.
Justice for Barb.
Ooh, she's coming back next season. Imagine we don't get Hopper, we get Barb.
Imagine.
That's who
comes
shows
back.
up in Russia instead.
That's the American in Russia.
Yeah.
Hot take.
You won't believe what I've been through.
Like broken glasses, like ooh, buffed. Like,
I
straight
would,
up
I
like,
would tell you this. If I was here, I'd go up, I'd slap the shit out of Nancy.
yo.
I'm like, I went to your party, got killed for it, and you don't tell anyone? What
Yeah,
the fuck?
right,
Yo.
right.
What the fuck?
Literally, I think that would almost be better. Like if Barb if Barb was the American.
Sadly, she's way dead. Unless she
Oh, no,
comes back
she's-
as like something like crawled in her body and is like.
That would also be
Yeah.
cool if she
thing.
became a host and like
Yeah.
just, like low key came back and was just like literally the host of it. Like that'd be great.
It would be a great
and
callback.
That'd be a great for
It's that
season
right
like
there.
4.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's
or
that right
season-
there that I think that's the strength of Stranger Things monsters. you have this like broad spectrum to choose from with the Upside Down.
Yep.
Like the Demogorgon is called a Demogorgon, but it looks nothing like a Gorgon from like Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, you could literally whatever you think of, just put it in. And I think they started off, they were doing like Dungeons and Dragons monsters, right?
Yep.
That's where like the Mind Flayer comes from.
Yes.
And I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, but I do know that there is a million like monsters in there, like some even like Lovecraftian level horrors, which would be great.
Oh,
know?
by the way, I'm watching Lovecraft Country.
Me too.
How is it, by the way? Is it good?
His exact.
It's meh.
I thought the first episode was cool.
It was really cool in the beginning, and then episode like 2 or 3 just takes this hard left turn.
Really? You were raving about that.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great. And I still think it's a good show.
Yeah.
But, like, maybe...
It's no longer a great show.
No, maybe I'm just missing something, you know? That's what I've been saying. I'm like, maybe I just don't get
The
it
biggest
the way
thing
because
that a
it's
lot
just...
of TV shows, horror TV shows in particular, don't get right is they don't understand that you're not afraid of a particular monster.
Yeah.
You're afraid of what, like, the most primal fear that there is, the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's
when you explain a monster's
kinda
rules.
like you
and
said.
that's why Lovecraftian will always be scary, because it can't be known by its own nature.
It's just it really did a really good job of like painting the whole story, and then just kind of started to like slow up, and then you're back and you're forth. And then, like, now, I don't even remember. I think I'm on, like, episode 6 or 7. But, like, now it's kind of went for, like, 2 or 3 episodes. It went into, like, side stories. Which is, like, good to explain it. But, like, it was on a path. It was doing well. And then it started to kind of hook off. So I put it on, like, an honorable mentions. Because it's, like, good. It's creepy. It's different. It's, like, ugh, what the hell's going on? Like, there's one episode. How far are you in it? Are you far or...
I'm on like episode 4 and I fell asleep.
Yeah, there's one episode where like it's based in like Jim Crow America, so like it's based where like African Americans are obviously like very 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 segregated. So like this African American girl wants to work at like a white white owned business where like, you know, it rarely happens, but she's like overly qualified and should be able to get the job, but obviously she won't. She's a little heavy set. She's African American, whatever. She's a woman. So it's like all those things pile up to make it difficult.
Yep.
But she like gets tied up with like the bad guy that they're like running from, and the bad guy gives her like an ability to turn into a white girl, and like you drink a potion and it'll like turn into a white person.
God.
But like it turns her, so she turns into it, and she's like, at first she's like offended that she turned into it, but then she saw like the power that she had with it, so then she becomes obsessed with the fact that she can become white and she can act in this role, so which is a great concept. And it was very well done, because when they go back to their form, they rip the skin off of what they were. So like when they're the white person, like she rips
it's who they still are inside.
Exactly.
Like
if she doesn't get to like the potion, or there's like a certain wear off time, if she like doesn't get it, like she starts to like literally convulse. Ooh. And like literally her skin starts to fall off.
Oh,
so it is very like dark and scary and sketchy in that way, but like it's just like I said, it was good, and then it started to take some explaining, which, you know what, look, I hope when I get back to it, it'll like kind of settle that back down and go like, oh, okay, we got it, don't worry, like you're good.
Yeah.
But we'll see. My number 4. My number 4 is American Horror Story.
Oh, God damn,
I know it's low. Is that your 4?
That's me, yeah, that's why I was going to put on 4.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, so we'll just segue well into it. Really good show. I thought it had an amazing start. I think it had one of the best starts in TV, like with just like a really good first season. People were hooked on it. People that hated horror. Like, I remember I was in college, people were watching the Carnival season, like, for like watch parties. Like, people were like, oh, like, what are you doing? Like, do you want to watch on Tuesday night? Like, I'm like, what?
I've went to a couple of those myself.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I hadn't done that for I hadn't done that since like Thrones and, you know, stuff like that. So like I wasn't going to watch party.
We don't talk of that one here. This is a safe space.
But it just in general, it was a really good show. And then again, I started to fall off as the seasons went on, and I was like, okay, like
that's I even specified on mine. I said only the first 3 seasons, and I include Coven I do include Coven. But you can keep going on yours.
No, I just that.
Well,
that's
we have the same topic.
Yeah,
we can go
exactly.
back and forth here.
Well, again, like I said,
I actually say
didn't...
season 1 was great.
Yeah.
But it suffered from they didn't know if they were going to get a second season, so they tried to do way too much. There was a plot line where there's a Frankenstein monster in the basement. There's a plot line where if you die in the house, there's ghosts. There's Violet's and Tate's plot line. There's Jessica Lange's plot line. There's the demon baby coming.
Yeah.
The ghosts are leaving. So
you're
much is
definitely
going
right
on.
with that. There's
Way
a lot. Yeah, you're right. But the good thing is they were able to hold their own. They were able to plug the holes in the ship while it was going down to keep it afloat until they got to land. Because at the end of the day, I mean, that could have sunk and they could have been one season and done, or they could have done a second.
And then it gets to 2, which 2 is my personal favorite.
Yeah, 2 is good.
Honestly, 2 is an actual good horror. It has its scary moments and stuff. It has its mystery.
Is that one Asylum?
Yeah, that one's Asylum.
Okay.
And what's it called?
Is 3 or 4 the Carnival one?
Free show's 4, right?
4, right?
No, 3 is Coven. Which
Yes.
Coven, I like by itself, but I also recognize that Coven is the point of no return from the series, because after Coven, every other season after that is going to be politically driven or something, or a little bit too. It's going to be more drama because the creators they also did Glee, and.
Now it all makes sense.
Now it makes sense, right? Because when I read up, I was like, "What happened? Like, how did I get from evil Nazi doctors in Asylum to this whatever?"
What was the one where the African American the couple moves to the South? Is that season 5? They like get a house in the South, like in the
now. Actually, that one is also pretty good. I'll give it.
Right,
That's
is that season 5?
It's My Roanoke Nightmare.
Yes.
That one was pretty good. I'll give it that. But I like Coven just because it is so like it's like I'm watching a teenage drama, but it's like horror.
Yeah.
And I like that for some reason.
I also like the cast. I think the cast does very well with each other because I feel like most of the time
they know each other so well at this point.
Exactly. But I think it's like it's very cool to see a show that like depicts characters that are so different but fit the molds so well, because like every time you watch a TV show, like for the most part, like the cheerleaders all look the same, the teachers all look the same, like everyone is kind of like fit into that role, where this show finally went off the boards and kind of like
on the flip side of that though, some recurring characters do suffer from having a similar backstory. Look at what's her called? Sarah Paulson.
Yeah.
In 2, and then look at her plot line in 3. They start off in 2 she starts off more headstrong, sure. But in both lines they are oppressed women who gradually find the strength over time to become their retrospective like bosses or whatnot in their world. Coven and Asylum. The exact same thing. She becomes the witch leader of the Coven. She becomes a best-selling author. She's filthy rich, and she kills her son. And throw that in at the end because that happened.
Woo!
I mean, he deserved it. Don't say he didn't deserve it. You know, he was baby facing. Nah.
Bye.
Nah.
All right, Frankie.
All right, I'm up.
Let's see what your 3 is.
All right. So this is what I switched with Stranger Things. My number 3 is Goosebumps.
Oh wow! Dude. I didn't even put that on my list. I'm so bummed.
Wow.
Good for you.
I didn't even think to put
that. Good for you.
That's
a good one.
That's
Goosebumps was fantastic.
Books or the TV? What was better?
I'm sorry?
Books or the TV show? What was better?
I thought the TV show.
Good.
Yeah.
The haunted mask episode, the Halloween mask.
No.
That one's scary.
Look at Frankie's face.
And
you can tell how scary.
Dude, that's still scary nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
That's the one I was the most scared of. You want to know what the most scared Jesse was of?
What?
The doll.
Oh, the Flappy guy.
Yeah, Flappy. Yeah,
that's his name,
yeah. So they had, for a kid show, it was scary.
You shouldn't let your kid watch that show, okay? Or be there with them so you can be like, this isn't real. Like,
right.
As you're terrified, like as I'm terrified in the corner, like, no, it's not real. I swear to God, you know.
Your other kid goes, Daddy, up. What I tell you about sneaking up on me?
I thought you were talking about the Goosebumps with Jack Black in it. I thought that
was the movie. Yeah,
I thought you loved those. Terrifying, right?
I never seen it.
I haven't either. I don't think they're good. Like just for the record.
Love Jack Black, but just never.
I think they're like campy.
I'm sure they are.
Like, I think
It's
they're
got
like, ooh,
You there,
yeah,
ghost. Bring me my wine.
Oh my god, I should have put the Scooby-Doo
Shout out to you,
movies
Nick
on it.
Riccardi. That one's
I'm
for
an
you.
idiot. Oh, what is it? The island.
Spooky Island.
Spooky Island.
Yeah.
I remember actually.
I'm watching that movie
I read the
tonight.
books.
I'm watching
The one
that movie
Goosebump book I read, it was like they were Camp Ghost.
tonight. Yup.
I remember I read this probably about 5 times. I'm gonna say because the first couple times like. Oh, this is like really like freaky and stuff. So
Yeah.
I would like close halfway, like put it aside,
Yeah.
and then I would start up from like the beginning.
Do you remember this? What was the book? It was like scary stories you shouldn't read or shouldn't
Oh,
tell.
shouldn't
or,
tell.
I got
Dark.
a movie.
Yeah.
Actually, you
Yeah,
know
they
that?
did get a
Yeah,
movie.
that was
It was
when we
alright.
talked that we talked about that.
Yeah,
I think
we did.
that was like a topic of ours because we were talking about we're like, ooh, this is gonna be a good because the book was terrifying.
I never read it.
Just terrifying. I'm like going off on a whole bunch of things. What was the one where she had do you guys know what I'm talking about? She had the rope around her neck. The necklace. She had like a necklace and her husband on like wedding night took it off and her head fell off. We like read it as kids.
I do not know that.
I will-
That
I'll
sounds
find
very,
it. Oh wow, I'm so bummed that like I personally never read like the Goosebumps books like that.
Okay.
But I will say that I was always like terrified of the covers, but I was also fascinated by the covers because I think the covers were such good pop culture art for us.
Yeah.
That like it really has done such an amazing job to kind of like back then
That's right.
put horror into our minds in like a cartoony version, but also something that's scary, but also something that we'll instantly remember.
Yeah.
So I think that's like an amazing job on their end of really putting that.
did you read? Did either of you read the book when it's like the ghost dogs? And
That was a Goosebump one?
that was a goose.
Binocular?
I forget what it was. It was the kid
Oh,
and
the
his
rabbit
sister.
vampire?
No, the bunny. The
bunny
Bunny
vampire.
rabbit.
Bunnick.
Banicula?
Is that it?
I don't know.
Am I saying it? Do you
That-
know what I'm talking about? We read that in like middle school, didn't we?
I don't even think that was a Goosebumps book.
No, it's not.
It was,
but
it
like,
was its
yeah,
own
just
thing.
like
Yeah.
But no, this one freaked me out so much because the end is literally the ghost dogs outplay these kids like 4D chess, take over their bodies and live in their lives. And the book ends with the sister asking the brother, "Well, what now?" Because they're stuck as like the ghost dogs now for like eternity. And I was like a little kid reading this. And keep in mind, I wouldn't even eat air pops or what
Airheads?
airheads. Yes. I wouldn't even eat airheads because I was afraid of my head.
the green ribbon.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? The green ribbon. Did
No,
you
I
ever
don't.
read that story as a kid?
No.
Oh, yo, you guys should read that story when you get a chance.
Is that a Goosebumps story?
I don't know what kind of a story, like it's called like In a Dark Room, the other scary stories, like that's like the thing. As a kid, I remember it was just like a book in the library.
That's big yikes
Yo,
right
when I tell you,
Some
it's
scary-
like it's like terrifying because this
Who
girl that
approves this
always
stuff for
it's
children?
literally dude the
this?
concept is like this girl has to wear like a ribbon like around her neck all her life, and then like I think at like the end of her life she like takes it off finally and her head falls off.
I think that's like a thing like witches do. I
Maybe.
think, or something like
Regardless, I would highly recommend you look into it because I remember reading as a kid and it hooked
no,
me
Frank,
up to this.
excellent choice though, Frank.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
that's a phenomenal
TV
choice.
and book though. I
Yes.
would definitely say TV is probably going to be a little bit more campy now we're older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the effects are probably dated at this point. But the beauty with the books is it's your own imagination, so
Yep.
it's always going to be updated to what you're most afraid of.
Yep.
Last couple of things I'll run down about Goosebumps. I love the intro of Goosebumps.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
intro is fantastic.
Dun, dun,
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. The second thing is I always loved that it was a different story each episode. That's awesome for me too. And the last thing is really they really went to the edge as far as how scary they could be.
Yeah.
You know, for a kid show.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sure
definitely.
they really reached their limit, you know, kind of
Oh,
deal.
no
Probably had a couple
yeah.
calls like, you need to tone it down.
Yeah,
I
but
want
probably.
the puppet to kill someone.
Yeah, right,
exactly.
probably.
Gotta be a murder, like, you know.
So that's the last thing I'll say
All
about
right.
my number 3.
We're gonna get to my number 3 in a second, but we're also gonna do a little side note.
All right.
Brought over a little snacky poo.
Sounds good to me.
Thought I would give everyone a little. I don't know if you guys have had yet Broad Street Donuts. Have you guys had this place yet?
No.
It's in Freehold. Have you had it? Great place. It's a great place.
You're taunting the ghost with food you can't eat.
My cousin's girlfriend works there, so she hooks us these up. They're just bite-sized, these ones, but they sell them as bigger ones. They sell them as smaller ones. Joe, we're going to split these.
No, I don't even want it.
Yeah, I love it. Look.
You sure?
Got a little eyeball
Yeah, it's
there.
got little things on it.
I love it.
Cute.
All right, try them
I've
out.
eaten way too many of those things, man.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good.
And again, like I said, we've had them like 2 days, so not that they're not fresh anymore.
No, it's still
but,
very good.
Yeah.
Even then.
The place is so good,
Man.
man.
So good.
You been to this place before?
Oh yeah, the donuts are like, they're not even that big, but they're thick.
They're
Yeah.
like mega munchkins.
I would,
Yeah, that's...
so
I was
they
trying to
make,
think of what to describe the texture
Yeah.
as, but munchkin
so they
is
make
definitely-
bigger ones, and I would definitely recommend going and getting a few. Like, they make like a specialty batch too, so they make like Thin Mint ones, they make Girl Scout cookie ones, tons and tons. Me and my brother's favorite thing there, they actually make churro bites.
Churro
So they
bites.
it's kind of like
We should see if they'll sponsor us.
Dude, literally, I would almost consider it
Please, I need to buy Clee.
I would almost consider it like just like a doughy, like it's not even like the texture of a churro, but it's a cinnamon sugar donut, like a flattened donut that you eat that's been deep fried. Oh my God, they're amazing. And she just made them for us in like a bigger form too. Yo, they were phenomenal. But
Wow.
let's get a quick rating. We'll get right back to the regular scheduled programming. Frankie?
I'll give that like a 8-9.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Very good.
I was going to say like 4.5 out of 5.
Four,
out of 5.
Okay, so
Out of
9.2, I guess. 9.3.
I mean, you can hand me any donut, and I'm always going to give you a high rating. You know? Like, I'm never going to be like, oh, you know, the texture was a little... No, it's a donut. I love fucking donuts. But
We'll give it a 9.1.
I liked it. They put the little effort in for, like, the sprinkles.
Yep.
It gave me a nice Halloween theme. We got our Halloween costumes on. I enjoyed it.
That's right.
I'll give it a 9.2 just because I love them. Like I said,
A
she always
9.2 or a 9 as well?
9.2.
A 9.2 as well?
Yeah, no, Frankie did. You did 9.1, 9.1, 9.2. But no, again, they always help us. They always look out for us, like me and my family. They always give us stuff. And like I said, I love going there too. Occasionally, just popping by. Like, cool environment, cool store.
Nice.
They actually just opened a store in Cali too, which is cool because like they're all in Jersey. And then
Wow, so they shot all the way across.
So it's
the
actually
states.
funny because the owner, I found this out from Andy, my cousin's girlfriend. She told us that the owner's brother or sister lives in Cali, and they were like, I want to do it. You know, they were like,
They were
I
like,
wanna
let's
start
open
it
up a donut shop.
Yeah, I mean,
But let's do it in Jersey.
exactly, yeah. But, I mean, they've got, I think, three locations or something like that, at least in New Jersey, and then they got one in Cali. So
Nice.
they're doing great, and Broad Doco. Go
right.
check it out, bro.
Yeah,
Very good.
absolutely.
Yes, we love it.
Hell yeah.
I'd bring them to my house, but my brothers would take them all before I could have too
You
many.
wouldn't even be able to get them, but we'll go 3 for me.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone. 3, 2, and 1 for me are all very interchangeable. It really just depends on like what mood I'm in, kind of a thing.
Do we want to just do our final 3?
If
Just
you
like
want,
that?
I don't care. I'll go 3. Twilight Zone. Loved it as a kid. It really kind of was like the first show I think I ever like understood and kind of got like a broader understanding. And I think it like was part of the reason I've become like so fascinated with TV and movies, that it like is always a bigger picture. Like it's not just like the storyline that you think it is. There's always more.
Yeah.
So I think that was something that always fascinated me there. My number 2 is Twin Peaks. That was the show I was talking to you guys about before. I had heard like good things about it. Then I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna like it. I watched it. I gave it some time, and like I fell in love with it. I think it's like amazing. It's like a 1990s drama thriller.
Is it a newer? It's not a newer.
They made not a new version, but they made The Return in 2017. It was like a Showtime thing. Basically, it revolves around the murder of a girl named Laura Palmer, and she dies. They find her body wrapped in like saran wrap on the river and the water in this like small town in like up in Washington, like on the West Coast, like all the way up there in like this quiet town of Twin Peaks. And basically, an FBI agent, Dale Cooper, comes into town and they start to investigate things and they find out that like everything that you thought about this sweet innocent girl is not actually how it is. Like everything that you think is going on, everybody's sleeping with each other, everyone's killing each other, everyone's trying to murder each other, get an edge. So it's really cool because
I like the sauce, you know.
Oh, dude,
show's got to have some sauce to it.
Exactly. And like I said, I would definitely recommend it. I think it's a great 90s show where I was like, I'm worried because it might not keep my interest. Like I'm like, I don't think I'll like it after you watch it for a while, but it's the perfect amount of like thriller, interested in learning the killer, spooky, scary, terrifying. Like this is Bob. So basically, not to spoil that, I don't think you'll watch it anytime soon where you'll remember this. Bob is basically a ghost almost that like takes over possession of people's bodies, and this is Bob. How terrifying is it, right? Just like a normal looking person, like he looks like a rat person.
Yeah.
But he's terrifying, and basically he's like he'll go and like take over. This is Laura Palmer's dad. He's a famous actor. Like you probably
Whoa,
seen
that
him.
Was scary.
Oh, did it switch?
Yeah,
it's a GIF. Yeah. There you go. Yep.
I was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, that's him turning into Bob. That's what he sees.
Yeah,
in the
I
mirror.
was like, whoa.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a GIF.
I was like,
Wow.
whoa.
Oh my god.
This podcast is getting too spooky.
Yeah, dude, I saw Frank look at the picture, and I'm like, oh, he's looking at the picture, and it's switching. He's like, yo, and I was like, yeah, it's just the picture, Frank. No, but dude, that's like. So again, spoiler alert. They're trying to figure out what happens, and like the dad is like not a suspect, but then you find out that like Bob is actually controlling the dad. Like you never would have seen it coming. Like Laura's cousin comes into town that looks identical to her. He ends up killing dude, crazy. Like really, really cool concept. Like just like really took a lot of crazy twists and turns and really, really just got me going.
Yeah.
I love it. I really would recommend it. I think it's a great mix of like 90s, cool, everything like I said before. I'll hold my one. I was thinking I'll hold my one. You'll do your 3 and 2.
3 and 2, yeah.
Hey,
You'll
Jesse,
do your 2,
long time
and
no
then we'll
see.
go to 1, 1, 1, and we'll just do it that way.
All right.
Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Hello,
sounds good.
Jesse.
Sure.
What's up, guys?
So I'm doing 2 and 3, right?
Yup.
Okay.
Do your 3 first, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or 2. Or 1.
Oh.
Now I confused you.
All right. Now I'm like, what do I do?
No.
Too many options. So, for my third choice here, usually when it comes to animes, their horror is super lackluster, and it's not completely their fault just because of, you know, as a genre, how it's like drawn. Those type of things aren't scary. Now, if you read like Junto Ino's mangas or whatever, those will give you nightmares for forever. But there's no way to transfer that to like a screen. Now, the only anime that I've ever watched that was legitimately scary and good is Higurashi. It just got a remake now, if any of you want to be watching it. But I say don't rewatch it because I think it's actually a sequel.
Okay.
So what makes the show so good is that it doesn't rely on like jump scares. It relies on a good classic Mike Myers creeping in the background.
Gotcha.
And just when you think you know what's going on, everything changes, and you gotta say, well, what happened here?
Yeah.
So I don't want to spoil it too much. It's also very gory. There's a very infamous scene in there that has to do with fingernails, and I'll leave it at there.
Ooh.
It's a very, very, very it's fucked up, just to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
And as you'll see with my next choice, it's also fucked up. Just spoiler warning, so you could get what I'm into here. So I know what I'm talking about when I say it's a good show.
Okay.
Now, for my second show here, I have something that came on relatively recently, that I loved. Ju-on Origins came out on Netflix a little while back.
Okay.
And just full disclaimer here, it just like the 2020 movie, it doesn't have any Kayako. That's not her story in this. Who is the ghost in that? It's her grudge in that series of movies. But I am happy to say that its connection with that piece of shit abomination of a fucking movie ends there, because it is amazing. It is so good because it balances out its ghost horror with human horror perfectly. And now I know I just said the last show was fucked up, but this show is really fucked up. Like, the humans do things in this show that are so actually just fucked up and just come like that you don't even realize like what happened for the first couple of seconds, and you need to like rewind, like, where did that fucking come from?
Yeah.
You know? And it's a great show. There's no main character of the show really, but there's 5 or 6 of them, and how their stories like intersect and everything, and how they all revolve around this grudge is keeping to the original story's theme in a nice way. And I enjoyed it as a big fan of the original Grudge.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna. What's the anime? The Death Note? Was it Death Note?
Death Note. Yeah.
That's not.
It's not really hard.
Horror.
Again, I'm not really an anime guy, so like I don't really know. I just remember when we were like, I remember in like high school and middle school when like the kids that used to watch anime used to like talk about shit like that. Like they would always get in trouble because
Death
like
Note
anime
is pretty fire. I'll give it that. It's good, but it's not a horror.
Just for the record.
Yeah.
I like want to give a quick shout out to all of the weird kids that were considered weird in like middle school and high school, because they were like low key on some slappers.
Of course.
Like they were sitting on some heat that we used to like be like, oh, you're such losers, and now we're like watching like Naruto. Like again, we're watching like Naruto religiously now, like as a population. So like, but that's not just like us. Like that's like girls in sororities, guys in frat, like every, you know what I'm saying? So like, I always love.
You will watch Naruto and you will report back to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like meeting over. But like just in general, like I always find it so funny that like I always like to talk about how the fact that we liked this shit since day one, and even like not even all of it. Like I didn't like some of that stuff, and now I love it. So like it's so funny to watch that. Like as time has went on, we've looked back at some of this stuff. We're like, oh man. Shit, they were on some stuff, man. Those were good shows. Like, you know, you were watching this at 6. I wasn't even watching it until I was 18. It's kind of why some of them were screwed up in the head.
No, that's exactly what I was saying. That's probably why they were weird. They were watching it too young.
Exactly. But, I mean...
Oh, that died, yeah. Keep on talking.
La 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 la. No, but, yeah, man. I'm sitting here now, and I'm even mad that we didn't do top 5, like, not scary movies. We should have done something like that, too. Like that again, we could Halloween Town, like all movies like that, like would have been great. Like funny, like Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice isn't really like a scary movie, but like Beetlejuice is a great movie. Like you know, like stuff like that.
Frankie McKnight.
Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, I actually am gonna watch Nightmare Before Christmas this week because I said like I'm trying to watch as many. Just like movies that I can, just putting them on in the background and stuff. That's how I started watching
Christmas.
Twin Peaks,
I just think of the Halloween Town music in fucking Kingdom Hearts 1. Just listening to that. Going,
to this day, anyone says Kingdom Hearts, and I think back of like the music video that they used to play for like the trailer for it. Like, do you remember the TV trailer for it? It was like the girl that was singing. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't want to. I'm not going to sing it right now. Like, I don't want to do that.
Are you talking about the theme song for this?
Yeah, but like,
where you walk.
Yes, there you go. Yep.
You don't hear me say, please, oh baby.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, to this day, I like still like remember like I don't even remember what I'd be watching, but like that would occasionally pop up. And no, it's a slapper. I just didn't want to hit those notes. Like I wouldn't be able to. Did a phenomenal job.
I mean, my vocal cords hurt now a little bit.
You and Joe are on the IR right now.
All right.
Shout out to the Pats, by the way.
I did my number 3 already, which was Goosebumps, but I'm also gonna switch again.
Last minute switch
once again. So what? My number 2, my number 1. My number 2 is American Horror Story. Now with American Horror Story, I didn't watch 1, 2, and 3. I only watched 4, which was Freak Show.
Wow. Oh.
I watched it.
Talk about a hot take.
Yeah. No, it's my number 2. I watched it.
He switched.
I switched it. Yeah, this was going to be my number 1. Why it was going to be my number 1? It was because it was like one of the only shows that I have on my list that I did actually have some jump scares of. That clown
that was the only good thing about that season.
That was the only good thing about
Twisty was good.
Twisty was a good clown.
Twisty was good.
That was a good part of it. But it is the only season of American Horror Story I watched. I put on my list because I've heard the first 3 seasons are very, very good. And yeah, do you remember you guys kind of like made me watch?
Another thing trying to force Frank to do, and look how late
Well,
he gets to it.
Well, no. You made me watch it with you guys when it was premiering Freak Show at when we were living in the dorms. Every
right,
every
it was
Thursday,
premiering then.
every Thursday we would watch that. Yeah. So that's my number 2. My number 1. I never thought I would have this show on my list ever. I never thought I would have this show on any list of mine because I hate when it gets brought up on this podcast.
Oh no!
Which
no,
is all the time.
No, you can't say it.
I'm saying it. I'm saying
no,
it.
you can't say it. No, you
The
can't say it.
Walking
Don't say
Dead.
it.
Oh,
that's my number 1.
The Walking
No.
Dead
The cameras.
is
No.
my number 1.
No, everything's ruined. Everything's ruined. No. I refuse to finish this episode. God damn it, Frank.
You guys are doing this one together.
Yeah, it
No,
looks
we're
like
not doing this. This is my thing. This is my thing. Oh, how are you gonna?
we're switching it up. We're switching it up here.
I'm crying.
So
The finale happened already, right?
Yeah, it's over.
yeah,
Thank God.
I heard it did.
My friend Christian texted me. I haven't watched it in a few years. He was like, "Yeah, that bitch Carol's still alive."
Yup.
I was like, yeah, that's my girl though. It's been since like episode
We
10.
like love Carol, but we low key hate Carol because the last couple seasons, all she's done is let people die.
She can betray everyone.
She's
That's my
literally
girl.
the angel of death.
She's
Sorry,
hard.
I just stuck this here. She's the angel of death.
Good.
I swear to God,
That's
everything she
cool.
touches turns to
How
shit.
do you feel that Frank, you were looking out, you were like, wait, it's always been Walking Dead, and Frank just went, always has been.
Yeah.
Literally just did that too.
Literally, I cut open the cake and it was more
Yeah,
cake,
it
but
was-
it was
yep.
Daryl's face on the inside. Carl! It was
Well,
really-
if it was Daryl's face, I'd be a little happy. But, you know,
I-
anyone else's face.
I chose Walking Dead because I made this list today and I thought about it. I was like, what are the shows that actually made me like jump scare, right? And I'm thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? Walking Dead has gotten me a couple of times with that. And that's why I had to put it like close to my number 1 at least. And it is my number 1 now. I never thought I would have had this show on any list of ours on any of these topics. I really don't. Walking Dead, I stopped after the 5th season, I think.
Yeah.
I think it just went to shit.
Didn't you say the jail, right? After the prison or whatever? Or
After
was
the
it a
prison,
little
and
after?
I a little after. I stuck around for Negan in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I was done with it with that. But I'll leave most of the talking for you, Luke, about your passion for The Walking Dead.
Is
This
passion
close.
the right word?
I was this close. I was so excited too because it's my bit. It's always
his
my
bit,
bit.
yeah.
Always bring up Walking Dead somehow. It's this close. I was at the goal line and Frankie just straight up strip sacked me. I was like, I'm going to the house. I'm going home. I mean, look, I only like it because it was kind of the first show for me that was like a horror show that I watched. Like, again, I watched Twilight Zone first, but I never really considered it horror when I was little. Like, it was a show on, and it was very different, and it was out there, but it didn't, like, scare me like The Walking Dead did, because, like, The Walking Dead in the beginning was a great show. Like, it was really
That
a
is
great...
undisputable.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'll fight people with how good season 1 was, because it was finally, like, a show
1
that
was
people were
brilliant.
like, oh my god, like,
Absolutely
this is...
brilliant.
Yeah, it's scary.
Although, you know, they changed out directors after...
Yeah, of course. I mean, of course.
After
That's
which
all
season?
they've been... It's
The
season,
first season.
Yeah,
Oh, did
after
they?
season 1, because
Really?
then it started to kind of become a little more like...
Yeah.
Like, hi, I'm crusty. But
It was
no,
still,
again,
first couple seasons though were still good.
yeah, and
still
look,
very good.
I was the biggest. I am. If you talk to any of my college buddies, if you talk to anybody that has watched The Walking Dead with me, everyone will agree. All I do is talk shit on that show, like about how bad it is, because they've done so much good, and whenever they get to the top and they're like, "We're doing great," they're just like, beep, like, let's just make sure we just kill everything that we can do, like.
I mean, the show would be better if they killed more people.
Exactly, but also it's like it doesn't even necessarily need to be that. You gotta stop like just playing so much of like we're living in so safe, blah 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 blah, like that. Like it can't be that. Like you go on these side quests and these missions and you make everyone like. No, keep it dark. Everyone's trying to figure out where there's a zombie apocalypse. They're trying to, like, now they're planning there's going to be a, you know, this and a that, and there's probably going to be different ways to fight the virus and whatever. Like, we'll see. But the one thing I said, I stuck with it because it was one of the first shows I ever watched on TV, besides shows I watched when I was a kid,
Yeah.
that I stuck through it the whole time. Like, I always say Sons of Anarchy for me was the show. Me and my dad and my brother used to sit down every time it was on and we'd watch it together. That was like what we did.
I know you haven't been watching the new Walking Dead.
Oh, Fear the Walking Dead? Or
no,
like
the other new one.
No, not Fear. I wasn't saying
No. Fear is okay.
I know you haven't been watching the new seasons of Walking Dead.
Oh, no, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Dude, I watch everything.
Every time the big whisperer on, I go, hey, Dad, look, that's Opie.
Yeah, it's Opie.
Yeah, that's Opie.
So, spoiler, because no one's going to watch it. He died. He just died.
Yeah.
Who did?
Opie, which is Beta.
Beta.
I think Alpha and Beta storyline was actually really good. I'd been waiting. I'm not a comic guy for it, but like the Whisperer's arc has always been something that fascinates me. Because for people to don the zombie gear and walk with the dead is an awesome concept, regardless of how you want to.
They took like the biggest hindrance in the world and turned it into
a weapon. Exactly.
Into the best weapon.
Yeah, and not only that, it's not like they only have it. Like they still fight. Like they still have knives on them. Like they're still like. I mean, like, I won't forget, I think they did a phenomenal job when, I don't know if you guys remember Jesus, the character.
Yes.
I thought Jesus was an amazing character.
I thought he was a good character,
And they did it hurt me inside to get him killed off, but when they killed him off in that way where the Whisperers killed him, that was genius. In the graveyard, it was...
The scene, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say 10 out of 10, epic scene.
Yes.
Wrong character.
I agree with you. I would have rather someone else have died, but...
They dropped the ball... a lot now with Carl and with Jesus.
No, of course.
Like,
I would have rather it been Carl. I would have rather it been Carl.
You're holding on to
Gabriel, Father Gabriel. Yeah,
like,
no.
Come on.
No, trust me, I wanted Gabriel to die so bad in that finale that just happened.
Too.
No, yeah.
Like, she could die.
No, but and look, I agree. I think every time they go and they're like, we're gonna kill some people off, and everyone's like, yes, it's gonna be these people. They're like, it's the person that we wanted 2 more seasons of.
Yeah.
Like a couple years back, they said Daryl was gonna die, and people were like, no. He's the only thing carrying the show. Like, please don't kill Daryl.
That because I wrote them a letter. Like, listen, if Daryl fucking dies, I know where you live.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
going to creep into your house and slit your fucking throat.
But like I said, I agree with you. But I think it was exactly what they needed. Because if they had killed someone else off that wasn't as big, people wouldn't have gotten into it. Where like I know a bunch of my buddies that stopped watching it. When I told them, I'm like, yo, you got to go watch this episode. I guarantee you're gonna like it more. We're like, oh shit, now we need to know what happened because they didn't just kill off anybody. They killed off like their most skilled fighter. Like this guy could beat up like 100 zombies. Now he just got murked by a whisper and the person's like, watch out. Like that was a really sick scene. So again, it's almost like, this is a really bad analogy, but it's almost like that abusive boyfriend or girlfriend that like they do that one thing and you're like, I love you so much, but then they beat the shit out of you. That's exactly what The Walking Dead is. Like that is exactly what The Walking Dead is for me.
It hurts how accurate
they
that is.
constantly beat me, like beat the absolute piss out of me.
You know,
but then they're like, love you, like, and that's
introduce like a really, really, truly awful character, like some of the early ones, like that fucking random kid from the prison or whatever. Carol's new son, Henry, I think his name was.
Yeah,
is the worst character.
I disagree.
In the history of all the
I didn't like Henry, but I think he played an instrumental part in him dying. He got put on the pike, and that was a smart move, though.
And he died in a bitch way too.
No,
Eden, or whatever.
But that was bad. Like that was in general a bad scene where like all of the people died like in the barn. Like I think they just did a very bad.
It's him and Lydia like convinces him to eat a worm as like something disgusting.
No,
the comic equivalent of that is her licking Carl's eye socket.
Yeah, that was.
I'm like, yo. This kid Henry is a bitch.
No, like, Henry wasn't my favorite character. Trust me, there's a lot worse. Like Father Gabriel, I still think is like a terrible character. I think he's done nothing.
Hated him.
I think his arc is so bad because he finally is like, I'm Father Gabriel, but like he should have just died. Like he should have just gotten murked in this last episode.
He should have had the moment because his whole story
is the tower.
Yeah, he's guilty because he locked his congregation out and they got eaten alive.
Yeah,
he should have had a moment that like paralleled that.
Well, he
where
got
the
locked
gates were closed or something, and then he died.
Well, he was supposed to either get the tower scene, which is in the comics. He dies, he breaks his leg coming down a tower, and the zombies just completely maul him because he's stuck. I would have liked the last one is they're escaping this like school or whatever, and the zombies completely surround the school in this season finale, and they put on the zombie, like the good guys put on like the fake stuff to get out, and then the ones that get out get to a car and they play music. They're actually playing Burning Down the House. Burning Down the House. It was actually pretty funny. I was like, this is cool. Like, this is a funny thing because they're like getting all the zombies to go away, like as they're doing it, and then they're fighting the zombies. They're fighting the Whisperers off that are trying to like disable the thing coming out of the woods. So it was a cool scene there. But Father Gabriel's finally gonna die. I was so fucking hyped. I was like, yes, kill him, murder him. I want to see his face eaten to shreds. And of course, he's like, boom, and Maggie comes back, and Maggie saves him. And I'm like, sick, awesome.
So no, there was no big death in the finale.
No, Beta died. Beta dying
No,
was
okay,
actually
no,
the concept behind Alpha and Beta was, I think I told Alpha.
Yeah.
Beta wrote it. Alpha died a couple episodes again. Beta has taken over the herd. Beta now thinks the herd is talking to him. So he's going insane, where he thinks the zombies that are not Whisperers, like real zombies, he thinks they're like communicating with him.
Oh.
So he's like hearing them say like, we are going, this is our call. Like he's hearing that shit happen, which is insane. But finally, like, I think he gets into a confrontation when they're trying to escape. Negan gets him, and then they get him, and then he finally like thinks the zombies are hugging him, like he thinks they're embracing him, and then it like shoots to reality where they're just actually mauling him to absolute shit.
Which I thought was cool.
And they actually, it's funny, the Easter egg, because they take his face off, and then Negan goes, oh my god, do you know who that was? And he goes, just another dead guy. Like, Daryl says that.
Yeah.
He's like, just another dead guy, and walks away. But it was supposed to be that the guy was a big country singer, like a very famous, world-renowned country singer. Beta was like a world top-selling, like Keith Urban almost, like was this Beta guy in their universe. So it was cool, but... You know, we'll see. The finale was decent. Like, they ended it with, like, now we're going to get introduced to the Commonwealth, which is, like, the military that wears, like, the all-white uniforms.
Yeah, we're
almost
at the end game.
Thank God. Yeah, we're almost done at the end game. At this point, I don't know what, because they only confirmed it's 11 and 12 or just 11. Like, that's it.
I don't know.
So basically they only confirmed a little bit left. Then they confirmed there's going to be a Daryl and Carol show, which I hate.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Fucking stupid.
It's confirmed. Again, Daryl show, great. Put Daryl on his own with the dog, like the German Shepherd. Let them go do their thing.
I think even that.
No,
Stupid.
no, it's not stupid because
Come
no.
on.
Daryl is
Let
the
Daryl be
constantly
free.
best character of the show. Every season, you might not love the season. He's
Amen.
the only thing that keeps
Is it
afloat.
really the end of The Walking Dead, though?
No, but what I'm saying is if you're
Daryl's
gonna give it if you're gonna give it anything, you gotta let Daryl do it. Like, don't let the other bullshit characters be in it. Let Daryl be there. Let him steer the ship, and that's that.
How
Like,
about Daryl being the Sheriff Rick Grimes movies and call it a day?
no? Because no, I would rather just be Daryl, but now they're giving us Carol and Daryl, so it's gonna be worse. And I don't even want the Rick Grimes movies. So just give me the Daryl.
Why don't you want the Rick Grimes movies? I think they're going to be fantastic.
What? The
What?
fuck? Rick should
No.
be on the show? Hello?
Yeah,
What?
okay, but
You
he's
think?
not.
Wait,
so
are
let's get a movie.
You're not smoke. You're serious. You think
Yeah.
they're gonna be good?
Sober as Sally.
No, they're not gonna be good.
Who is
Okay.
this?
They're gonna be
Wait,
AMC
wait.
movies.
Just
They're
to
not gonna be
clear,
good.
This is completely an 100% like a film story, right?
The Rick Grimes movies are 100%
Right,
like a
there's
film,
nothing
unless
coming from any
they take like a
references.
very hard turn and like put it in a TV show because they say like we can't hold and sustain 3 movies, which they're signed
I
on
meant,
for.
Like the storyline of it is 100% like from a film script.
So,
No
do you know what happened to Rick or no?
Yeah.
So do you guys know?
I know, yeah, I watched
okay,
it.
So they're never,
Yeah.
It's basically, I would guess it's probably going to be
Oh
him
my God,
waking
is that
up.
fucking trash queen gonna be there?
Probably.
I hate
No.
that.
I kind of didn't, I liked her when she was like bland. I liked her when she was just like, I'm the trash queen. Then when she's like, oh, like, come, he's a bee. I was like, oh, like, what happened?
Maybe.
You were like a badass, and then you turned into a little
maybe
bit.
the whole movie thing is so they can retcon her, so that he can,
can
so that
retcon
she
her.
can become a he and be Frank from It's Always Sunny.
Oh.
I'm the trash man. I'm the trash man, Charlie.
All
I
right.
get up on stage and I just throw trash everywhere.
Wait, so this
Great
was this
podcast
podcast
episode.
about top 5
Great
scary
episode.
things?
Yeah, Lupo, number 1.
No, top
Right?
5.
It's in first.
No, I just said mine. It was Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You're both walking.
We're-
Yeah,
our
that's
both
why I
was
freaked
Walking
out the
Dead,
way
yeah.
I did.
Oh, okay, so my number 1 pick, I chose The Haunting of Hill House.
Okay, good one.
Ooh, all
Now,
right.
it was great. for 2 reasons. 1, it was a great show. And 2, it was a great enough show that I read the book and I realized, wow, the show and the book are completely different things whatsoever except for the name. So the book is actually, it just there is no family in the book. It's only the one character actually.
Okay.
Although they got the what's it called? They got the lesbian thing right, honestly though. It's not explicitly stated in the book, but it's, it's heavily hinted. But in the book, it's just this one girl. She's like 35 or something. Her life she feels like it's passing her by. She's wasting all this time. Her bitch of a sister and her husband are giving her shit just for, existing. So she goes, you know what, screw it. I got this invitation to go to Hill House. And she goes there. And then you look to the show, and the show is what got me into this. And this is what made me realize that usually books are better than the TV show or movie. But in this case, it was the complete opposite. I never, if this book was adapted to the screen, I definitely wouldn't have gone out of my way to purchase the book. It was good, but it wasn't like, man, I want to see I want to see more. I see if there's anything I missed in the source material.
Yeah. Okay.
So I like Haunting of Hill House so much because it's a fantastic story first and a good horror experience second, which is what I feel any good horror series needs to be.
Yeah.
I liked the scares that went in there. I liked when I first watched this, I was watching it on my laptop like this, and then the scene in the first when Nellie's like the little kid and the broke neck is standing over on the couch. I was like that, so it was like I was there. I thought that was an awesome experience, even though it was 2:00 in the morning and I was scared.
Terrifying.
I really recommend if you guys watch it. I don't want to give any spoilers to anyone.
I've heard it's
definitely
decent,
watch it.
but we got this one back here is giving bad signals in the back.
I didn't like it. I
didn't
didn't watch
like
the
it.
whole thing, but I didn't like the first 3 episodes.
Why?
I just thought it was first of all, it's really hard for me to get into hour-long episodes.
Okay.
You have to really wow
That's
me.
somewhat understandable. I kind of get that.
And it definitely did not wow me at all. Yeah, that's it.
Slow burn.
I think so. I think it would start.
Well,
I think it started off slow.
I guess it can't be for everyone.
Exactly.
But, if you have time to invest, I say it is definitely worth it. It is a complete, it's a touching story, even, about the family. It goes into real in-depth issues that you have growing up from your childhood, especially if it was a bad childhood.
Yeah.
And I recommend to give it a watch.
All right, there you go.
Have you watched any of the new one, Bly Manor?
I watched all of Bly Manor,
and
while I thought it was okay, I was not nearly as impressed whatsoever. What made Hill House so strong was its characters, and I cared for none of the characters in Bly. If I had to hear the little kid, Flora, say, "Simply splendid," one more time, I was gonna reach into the fucking TV screen and fucking choke her out, because she says it about 8 times per episode. One episode she says it 12 times. I counted.
Oh my god.
And it's just,
He's not wrong. I only watched 4 episodes.
how much did she say that?
Yeah.
I get you're trying to show us Americans how British they are, but I get it. We already had the scene when everyone's laughing at the American. "Oh, you're trying to make tea. Give me that shit."
My god.
all right.
Alright, well, I'll just say, as someone that's not on this podcast, I'll just have a number 1. You guys should watch Scream, the TV show.
I've heard that's very
I've
good
heard
too.
it's pretty good.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I do
I'm a
like
big
Ghostface.
Scream movie fan, and I definitely enjoyed the TV show. Very good.
I was gonna say Teen Wolf too.
I never watched it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right.
All right, I think we're going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did,
As
make
do
sure
I.
to like, subscribe, and share, and also follow us on Instagram at Podcast with Frank, where we will be putting clips of our podcasts on the Instagram page. I'm also putting Reels now on the Instagram
Reels.
page. Reels are just a poor man's TikTok, basically. So I'm putting all my TikToks on the Reels page. Yeah, so that's that. We'll see you next time for our 50th episode. We're going to be at our 50th episode, which is pretty awesome. And we'll see you then. Peace out.
You check him out, Premium Pete. He's really cool. I reached out to him when we first started, and he's been podcasting for over 10 years. I reached out to him, and I was just, because I came across this thing, I was like, the interviews you do are dope. Like, just I would love to pick your mind, like, and just ask like how you got into it, how long you've been doing it. And that's when he told me, he's like, dude, I was literally probably one of the first people to do it, and people were like laughing at me, like what even is a podcast, dude? Like, what is that? And he's like, and here I am 10 plus years later, and like I'm like, he's like, now not only do I have my own that I profit off of, he's like, I'm consulting businesses for like who are launching brand podcasts, which I thought was really cool. And he just told me the biggest secret was just to be consistent, like stay consistent. He's like, I know it, like you might only have 30 listeners or 30 views. He's like, but dude, like if you do it and you stay consistent every like week or day or whatever you say you're gonna post for 10 years, he's like, I promise you, like you'll get there eventually. Like I'm a perfect example of it. So I thought that was really interesting and awesome advice from someone who's been in it for so long.